Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Third Shot Podcast. We have been getting more and more views on YouTube, so thank you so much for all of you who've gone over and watched one of our episodes. If you haven't, check us out. All you have to do is search Third Shot Podcast and you'll find us. We're still active on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Instagram and Facebook is at Third Shot Podcast, and X is at Third Shot Pod. Thank you again for all the support. It's really welcomed and we love it so much.
Yes, we
So
do.
happy. Yeah, and I was gonna say, I'm so happy to see Uncle Greg and Russ. It's been a heck of a week. So I
Oh
think
my
we need
goodness.
to
Right.
give a cheers to life, I suppose.
Yes, we do. Cheers. Bridgie, it's so nice to see your smiling face, hear your smiling voice. As you said, you've had a heck of a week. Most of our listeners know you work at UNLV, and UNLV was in the news for the wrong reasons this week. Obviously, there was a shooter that came on campus and was targeting some faculty members. There's a lot of stories on what the motive was and everything, but more than anything, I'm just was so concerned about you, and I know our audience was too. So tell us a little bit about, gosh, what it was like for you. I mean, it must have been scary as heck.
Yeah, it was definitely a scary time. I would like to start off by saying thank you, though, for all of the support from you both. I got text messages as soon as my service came back onto my phone, and just the outpouring from our listeners and our viewers. It's great to be able to have a community like that. So, super appreciative of all of it. But yeah, it was really scary. This was Wednesday, the 6th. And my perspective is a little bit different just because I wasn't in the actual facility, thank goodness, that was where the shooter was. But I was headed to lunch when we got the news. So we had literally just walked out of our building and we are going towards the building where the shooting was taking place, actually. And as we were rounding the corner, there was a group of people just like running towards us away from like the main area on campus. And so we're like, what the heck is going on? And then there's a street kind of nearby, and there was all of this dust and sirens and everything. So it's like there must have been like an accident or something going on campus. So we asked one of the students who was running by, we are like, what is happening? And she was like, there's a shooter in the building in
Mm.
BEH. So then as soon as we saw that or heard that, I turned around and took off running. And as I was running back to our building, I was checking my phone to see, because normally UPD sends out, that's University Police, they send out an alert to all of the students and faculty and staff. And I hadn't gotten it yet. So I was like, wow, this must be like just happening. So as soon as I was getting back into the building, that's when all of the alerts were coming through. Our cell phones were blowing up with the text messages saying that there was an active shooter on campus, and they were urging students to hide if they were in a spot where they could hide, and run if somebody was near them, and then also to fight if that's kind of like last resort. So we do a pretty good job. I work in the rec center on campus. We've done drills like this before, because we've had false alarms on campus in years past. So we all kind of knew what to do in this situation, and we enacted like the emergency protocol pretty fast, which looking back at it now is like, wow, we did a good job, and shout out to our team. But our facility is considered a refugee spot. So any students who were just like walking through campus or maybe passing by our building, like we're trying to get them into our building so we can put them in a safe spot. So we're just shouting throughout the whole building, like everybody, like get into the locker rooms, get into the break room, so we can barricade everybody in. So we kind of sheltered in place and barricaded the doors for, I think we were in there for maybe like 2 to 3 hours before
Wow.
we finally got the clearance to wait. We had to wait for SWAT to come to our facility to escort us out and to do like one last sweep through to make sure that there was nobody inside of our building.
And when
Mm.
they evacuated you, didn't they take you to another facility, or did they let you go off campus?
So they brought all of us to the Thomas and Mack Center. That was kind of like the gathering zone. But I think that was with the intention of asking people, like, if they saw anything or if they heard of anything directly involved with the incident. So once we got there, they were saying, like, if you saw anything, like, go into this line over here so we can talk to you. If you haven't seen anything, then you can go in this line and you can go inside Thomas and Mack where it's safe because they had already cleared out that area. Um, because a lot of our campus was shut down, and so people weren't able to get to their cars, because people left the buildings. They had their belongings, like their keys and wallets and everything, in those buildings, and they couldn't go back to get them.
Mm,
Luckily, I threw on my bag, my purse, and I had it with me because I was like, if anything happens to me, like, I need my ID on me just in case. So, a good thing I had it because they're like, "Well, you can still get to your car, like, that part of the campus isn't blocked off." So, I was able to go, thank goodness, but, a couple of my colleagues, they were in the student union, which was presumed to be a zone that was targeted. Finding out information now, it sounds like it wasn't a part of the active shooting, but she wasn't able to get her belongings until the next day, so
Mm.
couldn't get into her apartment, she had to stay at a
oh, jeez.
hotel, then the next day she had to go, and she had medication in her purse too, so I felt
Oh,
so
wow.
bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, added stress onto
Oh,
something that,
yeah.
like, you really don't need.
Yeah. It's I mean, seeing it on the news and like watching it here, like, and knowing, that you were there, it's like I just like I was in a meeting and I was just like, I can't like,
Yeah,
and I decided to just go on a walk and actually called Greg and we chatted the entire walk. Just like, this is like, and I mean, to be that, I'm far away from it. To be that close to it is like, I mean, there's the initial going through it and then there's the days after. So I just, it's like, yeah, I know it's rough and just thinking about that and then going back to it and all of that. I just can't imagine it. And I'm, like, I guess the thoughts are continue to be with you as you go back into it and get back in there and everybody there at the campus. It's just, yeah. I mean, with kids that are about to go into college and you hear about these things over and over and over again, it's just like, for me too, it's just like, I don't know, it kind of wrecked me that day, of like just like all these thoughts and all this, things of like, okay, well, this was a campus that we were going to go tour. This is a campus that,
right.
Bridgie's at. This is like you know, it just, I feel like these things hit closer and closer to home every like time, which is just scary. It's just, dealing with these things are just awful.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is, but I appreciate you thinking about me and keeping me as well as the community that I'm a part of in your thoughts. I was telling somebody because you hear about it on the news like across the country and you think, wow, that's so sad. Like, I can't imagine what they're going through. And now it's like,
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not easy. It's not
yeah.
easy.
The other thing that happened a few years back, the country music show in Las Vegas. Somebody that one of the parents at my kids' schools was one of the people that were shot and killed, and
oh my
so
gosh.
we've sort of had that to deal with in our local community. So it's like, it's just like every one of these, I just like when you get I got the little text message thing that this is happening, and every single time it's just like, I just, you know, it just, it wrecks me every time I hear about these things. So it's just, I hate that we have to keep hearing about these things.
Yeah, something just needs to be done. It's just, I hear people coming out, we need to change gun laws and stuff like that. And, my daughter goes to UNOV. Luckily, she wasn't on campus. And so I had double concern, right?
Hmm.
With, obviously, I was so concerned about Bridgie as well as my daughter. But then my other daughter, was at UC Davis at the time that there were stabbings, like a mass murder
Mm,
stabber was going
Oh,
around
that's
killing
right.
people in the evenings. This was like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And, like, yeah, we probably need to change gun laws, but the people that are just not, they're going out there just to kill people. They can do it with knives too. I mean, it's just so
right.
Hmm.
scary, and I was talking to you about this, Rusty, and you're concerned about your kids going to college. My kids were just, are in college right now or just in college, and they on
Hmm.
both of their campuses there was a mass murder. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
devastating, and, I just,
Yeah.
feel
Well,
so bad for the kids and for Bridgie. I mean, you I mean, UNLV should take care of their managers and staff like yourself who, yeah, you were outside the building. You could have just dashed and got in your car and took off, but you went back to your facility and you were taking care of your staff and the students that were in your facility. And I just want to applaud you and all the other people at UNLV that really took responsibility, because it sounded like the law enforcement, the security, everybody involved really did a good job to minimize, how much damage this person actually did.
Yeah, they did do a fantastic job, especially our police department on campus, as well as Las Vegas Metro Police, because they were there within minutes, I think. And shortly after getting the first update that there was an active shooter on campus, we received another update seeing that that UPD was there and securing the scene and everything. So I think may have even been just about 5 minutes, but yeah, they did a really great job, and our team, yeah, they did a really fantastic job too, making sure everyone was safe. And the fact that we practiced drills like this, I think, also helps. Sadly, it's something that it needs to be done, but
yeah.
it goes to show that it does help.
Yeah, yeah, and you did a great job, and you know, all I can say is thank you that you are safe, and you came out of it, and you know, that's the most important thing. Is like you're safe and you're with us, and we love you.
I love you guys too, everybody. And now I still get to go play some pickleball. So recovery will also include that as well. This afternoon, I get to go to the park with my mom and practice some drills and stuff. After listening to the last episode, especially, she's very excited. And she was so nervous the whole time when I was in lockdown too, that like we need our time together. So
Oh yeah.
pickleball it is.
Pickleball, yeah, to the rescue.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it proves again that, pickleball can be sort of that like mental health break, like getting the exercise. And we've talked about this on the show before, like just getting out there, doing something to try to, help get past these like uh, difficult situations uh, that's why I went for the walk. I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk just to get some exercise, just to like, de-stress. And it's like I should have thought of pickleball. I should have just gone and played, and then I would have felt a lot better. Maybe I don't know. It's like the walk worked, but I think doing the activity of losing a pickleball would have probably been better for me. I
and
haven't won a
we're
game. Let's just put it that way. Oh boy.
well, on a brighter note, we have a guest coming up, and Mo is the owner of Hot Stuff Pickleball, and you see some of the really fun gear and merchandise that she has. And when we come back, we're gonna have the owner of Hot Stuff Pickleball to kind of lighten the mood, have some fun. And I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but we got a little something new with our shot glasses. We'll talk a little bit about that too. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back with Hot Stuff Pickleball. Thanks for coming back from our short break. And thank you for all the support that you've been providing us, both on YouTube and our social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook. You know what we're called, Third Shot Podcast, and on X, we're Third Shot Pod. Continue to show us those 5 stars that you've been giving us. Thank you so much, and subscribing to all of our channels. And as I mentioned before we went to break, we have the owner of Hot Stuff Pickleball, Maureen Owens, but everybody knows her as Mo. All her friends know her as Mo. Welcome to the show, Mo. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here. It's awesome.
Oh, we can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I also want to say thank you for reaching out. In the opening segment, we did talk about the recent events at UNLV, and I just really appreciate you sending an email and following up to see if I was okay. So thank you so much.
Well, I'm so glad you're okay. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. It's just too sad. It's happening all the time. It's too sad.
Yes.
It is too sad, but we need to toast that Bridgie is safe
Yes.
and also to
And
show off these
Oh,
really, really cool shot glasses that
wow.
you created for us. We're going
Mm,
to get into that a little bit, but I wanted to show it off here first.
Well, cheers.
Cheers to both
cheers.
of you.
Glad you're safe.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, yummy. Wow.
Okay, let's go.
Right. Tastes even better coming out of a third shot glass.
It
Oh,
does.
of course it does.
Well,
Yeah.
Mo, thank you again for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, you can definitely see all of Mo's beautiful designs behind her. She has them framed and they're so great. So tell us, Mo, how did you even get involved in pickleball to start with? And then what led to you starting your own apparel company?
Well, it's a fun story, I think. It's a crazy story. I never thought I would be saying this today. But I started in 2018 and discovered pickleball in Las Perlas, Mexico. Have you ever been there?
No,
No, but I've heard about it. It's on the
yeah.
west side, right?
Yes, and there's a resort called Tres Palapas. So
Yes.
I was with a bunch of friends, girlfriends. We rented a house down the street. And I'm like, let's go down for a drink. And then we went down. It was the 2018 International Pickleball Tournament. And there were people from all over the world there. I never even heard of pickleball. And I'm a recovering tennis player, that's for sure.
Recovering.
Ex-tennis player now. I was a recovering tennis player. Now I'm an ex-tennis player. And I'm like, wow, what is this? I like this. And it's just a giant pickleball resort. I never heard of it. And I was with my friends who were ex-tennis players as well, or tennis players. And so let's take some lessons. Like, no, we want to have margaritas. I'm like, no, let's take a lesson. So we take the lesson. People are practicing for the tournament and everything like that. I just loved it. I was madly in love. And I'm like, this is my new sport. And that was that. So then the second day we came back to see the international pickleball tournament, and two people got injured, and they asked me and my friend if we wanted to be in the tournament.
Oh, wow.
Well, everyone spoke Spanish. Luckily, I could speak. I can count to 12 in Spanish, so I was okay with the score, even though it was a terrible score keeper. And and everybody, most of the people, my whole team was speaking Spanish, and so I said, yeah, I'll jump in. Why that? Just say yes. And I went in, and it was fantastic. And I was nervous, but it was fun. And who cares? And no one knows what I'm doing. And I came in second to last place. Yay!
Yay.
Not last.
So
Second to last.
you had never, I mean, you had just taken what, one lesson or a couple lessons
I
at
think it
this
was
point?
two
Two
hours of
lessons.
lessons.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And they were desperate. And the funny part was that they didn't understand Mo or Maureen, my name. So they just started calling me Mona. And to this day, my girlfriends who are with me just call me Mona. They don't even call. I just answer to Mona because they were like, Mona, you're up next. I'm like, okay. Whatever, they're not getting it. Who cares? I'll be anybody you want me to be. So that it worked out great. And then I was madly in love. And then I came back to Connecticut where I live, and there was nothing here. Zero, flat line, nothing. And like, where can I'm like, I'll go to my tennis clubs. Never heard of it. I've heard of it, but we don't have it. And there was nothing. And then eventually COVID broke out, and we decided to go down to Florida just because we could, and everybody was working remotely. And I'm an interior designer by trade for the last 30 years, so 30 plus years. But everybody was, in their homes and not letting interior designers in, that's for sure. So I went down to Florida with my family, and I discovered pickleball heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven, whoa,
Yeah.
Eureka. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Everybody was playing pickleball. Everybody was talking about pickleball. I couldn't get enough. I just could not get enough. So I've been doing that for 3 years, a snowbird down in Florida on the West Coast. And it's just like pickleball mecca. And then the last January, I went down, and the second day I was there, I tore something in my foot, and I was out for 6 weeks. And
Oh.
and as an interior designer and painter and artist, I just started sitting in my chair with my foot up with ice and started drawing all these things because I couldn't find anything at Christmas time, the holiday time for my friends, pickleball friends, that was on the internet that was unique or a little different or a little edgy and not like your grandma's pickleball. So I
Yeah.
started creating my own stuff and giving it to my friends. And they like, oh, can you make me a shirt? Can you make me a logo for my team? Can you do this, that, and the other thing? That's how it started.
So are we your first shot glass though? I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's asking you for shirts and stuff. Are we the first
You were
shot glass?
you were totally my first shot glass.
Okay.
But the problem is it's so little. The problem is it's this big. I think you need bigger shot glasses. I do.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that wouldn't. I'm not opposed to that.
Like, how am I going to put this little thing on here? This is very small. But yeah, it works. It's fun. And who doesn't like a shot?
Who doesn't like a shot? And you did such a great job on it. I mean, we were so happy when we saw your interpretation and design to actually get it to fit on that little tiny shot glass. Like,
It,
again, I'm going to hold it up because it's absolutely gorgeous.
well, it looks better with a shot in it.
Yeah, well, I have
Well,
another
we have
shot
a
for,
value
for
off
later
There
stage.
you
anyways.
go.
Look how good that looks. That looks really good. Yeah.
So it sounds like, what you did for us, like you'll actually customize stuff for, people want to contact you.
Definitely. I've been doing a lot of custom stuff. It's just been so fun. And as an interior designer, you don't get to be so outrageously, creative as you can be with art. And that's what's so fun. And I love to paint and do all these silly things behind me. And I come up with these crazy ideas and I'm like, gotta get my pencil down and get it all down. Yeah. So it's been a learning experience, but very fun.
So, where does the inspiration for kind of your look or your aesthetic of your art come from? Because for those of you who are just listening, Uncle Greg and I are twinning right now, and we have the Grateful Dead bears dancing across, but they're holding pickleball paddles, which I was so excited to see this. Growing up, both of my parents were very much into Grateful Dead, and I think that was my very first concert at Shoreline up
Wow.
in Northern California. And I look back at pictures, everybody's in tie-dye and my parents have their Dead shirts still. And so when I saw this, I was like, I have to have this. Are you also a Deadhead, and where does the inspiration come from?
Yes. Well, I've been, my first Dead concert was in 1977. Jerry Garcia was still alive. That's for sure. I am a Deadhead. Yes. My family's Deadhead. I have 3 grown out of college kids. They're all Deadheads. So the Dead's a big part of our life, going to all the concerts and everything. It's become widely popular since John Mayer's become part of the band, the Dead band. But yeah, so I just had to make shirts for them. And then all of a sudden that kind of exploded, which was kind of fun. I'm like, I'll make these for them. And they play pickleball and they're crazy for pickleball. 2 of them live in Chicago. And then they said, can you send some for my friends? And the next thing, I'm sending shirts and making teams. And it's been fantastic. Yes, but I'm a big Grateful Dead head, definitely. I'm glad you are too.
Yeah.
You guys, you both are.
We both are, and in fact, we have a bread and butter paddle that is kind of a Deadhead themed paddle that Bridgie's mom is now playing because she's such a Deadhead. We had to get that paddle for her.
Yes.
That's one of her favorite paddles.
Oh, that's awesome. I have to see that. I have to see it.
Yes. It's the
Yes.
skeleton with like the flower
Oh,
crown.
sure, the crown. That
Mhm.
absolutely American Beauty. Yes.
Yeah, so she's playing that paddle, and yeah. So
Oh,
anyway,
I can't.
so
That sounds like
thank
a
you to Bread and
Christmas
Butter
present to
for
me.
that paddle. It's so cool.
Absolutely. That's fun. That's really fun. Yeah. So
And
that just kind of exploded. The Grateful Dead thing just happened. And it's been a really nice seller, I have to say.
well, you're an artist, and behind you, you have framed pictures. So not only are you putting your creations on shirts, but you're actually framing them, and people can buy them as art pieces too, right?
Oh, without a doubt, I've been there's a lot of old malls that have expired and they're now like Walmart's turning into a pickleball universe and Saks Fifth Avenue is turning into pickleball. So these giant spaces, these giant walls. And I've been friends with some of these guys that are running these things. And they said, can you make me some art? And I'll sell it there. And it's been it's been fun. I've been making paintings that are 6 feet wide, 6 feet square, big. And it's just, I get to paint, I get to have pickleball, and I get to have the Grateful Dead or anything I want to do, colors, lots of colors. And it's really exciting. It's fun. So
That
yes, it's been
sounds
popular.
exciting.
And then I do smaller things for people that want to put something on their shelf or in their bathroom or something.
How cool. Well, I am no artist, so excuse me if I'm asking this incorrectly, but the types of mediums that you use for your art, you mentioned painting, but for something like a shirt or other apparel items, do you design those on the computer or do you hand draw and paint and then turn it into a graphic?
I draw everything by hand, everything.
Wow.
And well, like I said, I missed that year of school of computer knowledge, and I just draw everything by hand. Just quickly, I'll have it on the back. I have boxes of things. I have napkins and boxes of things that I've thought of and saw, and I thought, oh, I can replicate this or do something like that. So I have that, and then I just put it on the computer and kind of give it a workup, and then it has to be changed into a vector, so it's printable and things like that. But what I've learned is enormous, and my head hurts from learning.
So you literally draw it on paper, or are you using it
Oh, I
like
should
on
have
a
brought out
digital
the
pad or like
no, it's paper and pencil, my friend.
paper and pencil?
Yes,
And then how do
it
you
still
get that
works.
onto the computer and turn it into an image? I mean, I didn't even know that my daughter who created our official logo,
Uh-huh.
she did it digitally on like I don't know, an artistic pad, right? That
Right.
you hook up to your computer. But I didn't know you could actually just sketch and then somehow get that onto the computer and turn that into an image. That's really cool.
It is, and it's so on me. I'm really hand to paper, and the whole computer thing is crazy, and it's been an enormous learning curve. But yeah, it translates, and then I just can pick colors and put them in and make things shadowed or whatever, and it works. It works. But everything's original. Everything's originally hand drawn, definitely.
Wow.
That
Hmm.
makes
That
it extra special, huh? I think
it
it
really
does.
does.
Yeah, so it'd be like if you go into my box of drawings, you say, "Oh, here's an original hot stuff pickleball drawing," and then it just goes into something,
Oh,
colorful.
speaking of which, I gotta put on my
Oh,
bucket hat
yeah.
There you go.
There
because
you go.
that's
Nice.
kind of my pickleball look nowadays. It's like I'm
Nice.
going with
You're
the
very
bucket
patriotic.
hat, and you have this cool American flag. I'm gonna try to get a little closer here, but
Yeah,
you
it's
can
That
see
looks
good.
the paddles.
that looks good. You're a good model.
I tell him that all the time.
So are you, Bridgie. Don't discount you. That's for sure. Yes. No, I love that you're twinning your pickleball shirts. That's really cute. The
So
bears are
hopefully people are watching on YouTube right now and saw me model the hat there.
absolutely. They'll
It's
be
a
following you
cool,
around.
cool hat. I love your cap. You have caps and bucket hats,
Oh,
which is
get
perfect for me.
everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
yes,
got it all.
yeah, well, I got it all. That's I have it all. Yeah, so it's been fun, but I've never, if you ever said to me that I'd be doing this, I'd crack up laughing and say, absolutely not. But my injury was the stepping stone for this situation. So it worked out great. And it's going well. It's
It's
going
amazing
well.
That's
how things just kind of go down a path. You didn't like an injury landed up starting a business for you.
And I was devastated that I hurt my foot. I was like, "Oh my God, I'm only here two days, and now I have 3 months here, and I won't be able to play pickleball at all." So I just sit there and cry.
well, you're fully recovered now and back to playing.
Yes, thank goodness, absolutely.
Good.
Yes, otherwise it'd be more torture just to watch everybody else play. Yeah, no, I've been playing a lot. After I got fully recovered, did you ever hear about the inaugural park series for pickleball? There was one in Fenway Park.
Oh yes, yes. They had one here in the Bay Area over at
Exactly.
yeah.
It was two stadiums. So I went into the lottery for the pickleball one in Fenway Park in Boston, and the big green monster and everything. And the lottery was so popular, the system got knocked down, and then I had to wait, and we got in. So I played mixed doubles with my husband, and the time we went up to Boston and got into the park and on the field, it was unbelievable. And it was so hot the whole week when they were playing women's singles and men's singles, and then we were playing mixed doubles. It was like 110 degrees in the park, in the ballpark. Like,
Oh my
oh, how am I
gosh.
going to do this? I'm not so good in the heat. And then it started to pour rain, and it
Oh,
rained
wow.
for 2 days. And I'm like, I'm not so good in the rain either. I don't want to slip and slide and re-injure myself. So I was up all night because it was pouring rain, and they changed the time a bunch of times. And unfortunately, plus to play a couple of 3 times for a win, and we didn't get a chance to do that because there was so much rain and people were trying to get on the courts. But it was very cool, and the people at Pickle 4 did an amazing job. Mike D, I don't know if you know him, he's an awesome guy, and he made the whole thing happen. It was fantastic, and they were squeegeeing and blowing with lawn leaf blowers, and like, this is never going to happen, and it happened. So it was very fun to say I played pickle in Fenway Park.
Now I wish we did a Bridgie, because Bridgie
I
came up to the
know.
Bay Area and we were just playing, we were just going to the local courts and played. And some guy was trying to recruit us to join his group to play,
Are you
but we had
kidding?
plans, so we didn't get a chance to do it.
Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, I lost, but so far I've told you of my 2 losses. I have some wins in there somewhere. I'm not sure where. But yes, we lost, but it was really fun. What a great experience. Yes.
Oh,
You
I
should have
can't
done
even
it. You should have
imagine.
done
I
it.
know. We're kicking ourselves now.
I
Next
know.
year. Next
Dang.
year.
Yeah.
It's wildly popular.
So I know at the Giants location in San Francisco, they were giving out paddles along with your participation. Did you also get like a limited edition paddle of some sort?
No, Bridgie, I did not.
Oh my goodness, you gotta come out to the Bay Area. They had like
The
the
Giants
Giants.
paddle, right?
Yeah, they had a Giants paddle.
Oh, they gave them away. I think maybe I had to buy it. I got a T-shirt.
Okay.
A Fenway T-shirt. There's only 900 of us that have them.
That's pretty cool. Maybe you can design their next paddle to give
Yes.
out at their next event.
Yes. Well, actually, it's a funny story. I was wearing my sex, drugs, and pickleball shirt, and there was an older woman who was in the senior league, and she said, "I need that shirt. I need to wear that shirt." And I said, "Well, I don't have any on me." She goes, "Well, I could take yours." I'm like, "No, I'm wearing it." So she said, "I need that shirt." She goes, "I love this shirt. I have to wear it." So I said, "Why?" So she said, "Well, I've already done 2 of the 3 things today." And I'm like, "Okay, I got the pickleball down." I mean, she must be like 75, right? So I said, "Okay, it's a choice between sex and drugs." And she goes, "There's my new boyfriend." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
Too
there you
much
go.
information. And she said, "And marijuana is legal in Massachusetts." And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
goodness, how
I
funny.
love her.
it's the old ones that surprise you. I have to tell you, they really surprise you, whether they're cursing, like you don't curse, as I know, on the pickleball court, or it's the ones they're the dirtiest mouth and the dirtiest edgy. How's that? Edgy. They're edgy
Edgy,
people.
yes.
Edgy people. Yes.
That's
And that's
awesome.
yeah, it's pretty funny. So I really like her. Roberta. Oops.
Roberta.
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 We like Roberta.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Roberta, people.
Yeah, watch out for
Let's get her on
Roberta.
the show.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
we gotta find her.
It would be very, very edgy. Very.
Speaking of people we've had on the show, the person that introduced us is Kevin Beeson.
I love
And
Kevin.
Kevin's been on the show a couple of times. How do you know Kevin? What's the connection there?
Well, I was fortunate enough to go to an engaged pickleball camp in mid September, and I went with my sisters-in-law. Is that right? And we went up to Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, and it was called Owl's Nest. And he was teaching. He was one of the pros there, and he was fantastic. He was just
Yeah.
so. The things you learn from him. He's got this wonderful book, Pickleball Metaphors, out,
Yeah.
and you can relate to the sayings and how you can visualize what he wants you to do, and it's ingrained in my head. He's awesome. He's been a great friend. I really appreciate.
We've loved having him on the show for that reason too. He's able to really break it down to a way that people can understand, even no matter what level you're at, it makes sense and you're able to apply it to yourself. So
Oh, without a doubt.
shout
And
out to Kevin.
he's awesome, and he's great with people that have never played pickleball. And then there are people that are the bangers and the 5.0s, and he treats them all the same.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
So, for people who may want to purchase some of your amazing products, where can they go to find it?
Well, I have a website, hotstuffpickleball.com. I'm on Etsy and I'm on Amazon. And yeah, you can find me there. So I'm having a little problem with Amazon these days with the holiday rush. So we'll see. We're working on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, people may be wanting to get your stuff before Christmas. Is it gonna happen? Is it not? Because you're just so in demand right now in your product.
I hope it happens. Yes, especially if you go on my website, hotstuffpickleball.com, you might override some middlemen. So that'll be good. That would be
Oh,
awesome.
good. So that's
Yeah.
the best way. If they want the perfect Christmas gift for their pickleball friends, go to your website and order through there.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Well, you can go
Okay.
through anything else, but I know that I can get it out there before Christmas. That's for sure.
And
And
for
the
the
holiday.
clubs or tournaments that want you to design something for them, what's the best way for them to reach out to you? Through the website as well, or
Oh,
is there
absolutely. Or Hop Stuff Pickleball. I'm on social media and Instagram and TikTok and all the others.
you're
Facebook.
everywhere?
Yes, I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. Yes. So it's been a great journey, and I can't believe that I'm even talking about it. My kids like, oh, she's going to talk about pickleball again. Stop ramming pickleball down everybody's throat. But I'm really passionate about teaching kids after school pickleball. And I started this whole thing where these kids come and otherwise it'd be like sitting around waiting for their moms to come. And the camaraderie and the sportsmanship and them getting off their phones and just playing and seeing them light up when they get it, when they figure out they can do this. And then all of a sudden they're friends with kids that they never talked to in school because they're in the program too. And it's just been amazing. I want to do a lot more stuff with kids because I'm crazy for kids. So
Have you seen a kid play pickleball with a paddle in one hand and a phone in the other hand?
I would
Oh,
kill
no.
them. Absolutely know that
It's
would
gonna
kill them.
happen. I have a feeling it's gonna happen
I
because they just are connected to the phone. I mean,
Oh,
literally.
it's terrible. And the weird part is these kids are young and they have phones. They're 10 and they have a phone. That's insane. You really do need a phone? I guess you do because there's no phone booth. But yes, but you don't need to
What's
be like.
that?
I'm sorry. Do you know what a phone booth is,
Phone
Bridget?
booth? I think I saw it
Yes,
in a movie
yeah.
one time. I don't
Oh,
I
yeah.
grew
come
up with
on,
phone
cut me
booths.
some slack here, guys. Okay. Yeah, but I want them to put their phones down, just have fun and exercise. And you're playing for hours and you don't even realize that you're playing and you're having exercise.
Yes,
And it's so darn fun.
that's so
And
important.
laughing. And I never had this fun playing tennis with my friends or, people in the tennis world. I never had the laughs I have now. Never. Zero.
Hey, before we let you go, we do gotta take our third shot, and
Ooh.
and I'm hoping that we can get a little zoom in on you because I'm seeing
I'm leaning forward.
above your head a print that is, I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying third shot inspired
See
because it
that.
has the paddle, it has the shot glasses, it has the dripping of the fluid. I love that picture. I
Oh,
love
I'm
that picture.
glad. I thought I'd surprise you guys with that.
That is so cool.
I didn't put the words on there because I hadn't figured out how to do that, but I actually have figured out how to do it. And I will do that. And it's coming to you for a holiday gift, all three of
Oh
you.
my
Oh
gosh.
my
Thank you
gosh.
so
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And it's so funny because I was looking at that too during the interview. And I was like, that's so cool because the ice ball of it looks like an old fashioned type of cup.
Mhm.
The
Mm.
ice ball is a pickleball.
Exactly.
So
And
creative.
it's a little Salvador Dali-ish, with his
Yes.
Yeah, the
melted
melty.
clock.
melt, yep, yep.
Yeah, so I thought,
Very
okay, I
Dali.
gotta just do that. I just get
Oh,
something in my head and I can't get it out until I put it on paper with a pencil. Yes.
that is amazing. That is amazing.
Oh,
Thank you
yes.
so much, Mo.
Yeah,
And
so it's
then
coming your way. Coming your way.
Thank
please, third
you.
shot.
Whoa, third shot.
Cheers to you
Cheers.
and everything that
Cheers.
you're doing. And thank you again for the shot glasses, the shirts. For people that want to check you out, I really, really encourage you because you are so creative. You come up with these amazing designs.
Cuckoo.
So again, cheers to
Cheers.
you.
Cheers. Wow, that was
And
yummy.
thank you for coming on with us on Third Shot today.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thank
me.
you.
Thanks for
It's
having
been
me. That
so
was
much fun. You're such a delight, and I'm so glad we, made this connection. And yeah, now you're part of our Third Shot family.
yay, I want to be part of the family. That's can I keep calling you uncle?
Oh, you better.
It's encouraged.
There's extra points for Uncle
There
May.
you go.
Yeah.
Uncle. There you go. I'm in. Thank you. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a wonderful holiday.
You too. And thank you, all of you that are joining us on Third Shot Podcast. Bridgie and I will continue to share our pickleball journey. Special thanks to Mo for joining us today. Please check out her website again. It's hotstuffpickleball.com. And on Instagram, it's Hot Stuff Pickleball. And then, like she said, she's on TikTok. She's everywhere. So please take a look at her very cool designs. And you can support this show by subscribing. We promise to have more amazing guests just like Mo in future episodes. Let's continue to share our enjoyment for the game and grow this pickleball community. We got to do this together. See you next time on Third Shot Podcast.